Every freelance contractor asks themselves at some point, am I caught by IR35? How do I know? And it comes down to, are you working like an employee or a self-employed person? And that comes down to looking at case law, because employment status is all about case law, it's not statute. And I just want to talk quickly about the 4 big factors I look for in deciding whether someone's caught or not. Number 1 is the issue of control. If you decide how you work, that is an indicator of not being caught by IR35. It's a good thing. Nearly all major IR35 cases come down to the issue of control. Who decides how that person works, not where, when, what they do, how they work. And if you are directed or supervised or controlled by the client, a foreman or a manager telling you how to do stuff, that's bad news. If you're left to your own devices a bit, you're given a brief and you fulfill it, or maybe you're off site even, you can show you're in control, that's a good thing. And you want your contract to show that, to support you in that. Number 2, I would say, the right to substitute. If you genuinely have a right to send somebody in to do your job, then you're home and dry. You aren't an employee, because employees can't send their mate in to do the job. That generally doesn't happen though, but what often happens is there is a contract clause that says you have the right to substitute. Now that's helpful. HMRC would often say it's not real, but it is helpful. But what you want to watch out for is it's a genuine right to substitute. If the end client can just say, it's at their consent if you can send it in there, it's not really a genuine right, it's just a right to suggest a substitute. Number 3, financial risk. Businesses suffer financial risk, employees don't. Employees get paid if they turn up, even if they cock up. Businesses have to have risk. If they cock up, if they make mistakes, they might not get paid. If they give a quote saying, I'll do this job for 10 grand, it might take them a week, it might take them a month. And it's at their risk. There's financial risk there. So if there is financial risk, that's a good thing. But generally, it's hard. Most freelancers don't really suffer that much financial risk, apart from needing insurance in case there's an accident or professional negligence. 4th, mutuality of obligation. If you have to turn up for work and your employer has to pay you, then there is mutuality of obligation. That's an indicator of employment. If you can turn work down, or the employer doesn't have to pay you if you don't turn up, then there isn't mutuality of obligation. You're more like a business. And again, I have seen contracts, or I have seen cases where freelancers have been sent home because no work in. They don't get paid, and in those circumstances, there is no mutuality of obligation, which means they are home and dry. Right, well, they've got good arguments for saying they pass IR35. So talk it through with your accountant. But those are the 4 main factors, and it's never clear cut.